Welcome back to another episode of the Account for Your Life podcast. Jay Moore, the Healthy Accountant, helping you to account for your life. Today on the podcast, the power of knowing your true self. Now, just to kind of fast forward, here's what the power of knowing your true self will get you. It will get you unlimited amount of resources. That's the first thing. It's going to get you unlimited amount of resources. So whatever your occupation is, whatever your business is, however which way you make money, whatever you're doing in your life, it will get you unlimited resources. Now, here's what it's not going to get you. It's not going to get you something for nothing. Say that again. It's not going to get you something for nothing. So you're not going to get anything unless you do the work. And so today we're going to break down 3 elements that literally will kill your chances of discovering your true self and unlocking the unlimited resources that you already have. So guys, welcome back. And so today, before we get started and I share why this podcast exists, I want to invite you to a really amazing event that's coming up very soon. And here's the event. At this event, we are going to go deeper on this topic, knowing your true self, and all of these elements of your dream, your vision, just all these powers that you have and how you can merge your life. And in this podcast today, what I'm going to share with you, some things that really is going to set the tone for 2025. It's going to set the tone for how you can tap into the true self and then merge all of that with everything that you're doing. I invite you to that event. That event's coming up very soon. And I want to make sure that you are putting yourself on notice that it's coming. I want you to come. And so make sure that when I give you the link to register for this event, more than likely in the next few days, you're there and you're ready. All right. So this podcast solely exists for a purpose. And here's why it exists.
Life is precious, and we all have the opportunity of living it to the fullest. Unfortunately, so few of us know how to manage it all. How do we account for our opportunities? How do we account for our time? How do we account for our relationships, health, spirituality, homes, finances, influence, and careers? How do we account for the one life we have to live? I am so glad you asked. In this program, you will find answers to all of these questions and more. Welcome to the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore.
All right. So your true self, welcome back. Your true self, there's a power in knowing it. And today we're going to share with you these 3 elements that literally can kill it first. That's the first thing we're going to share. Then I'm going to share with you from the Bible how we have to then understand why being unique is so important. So I was talking to a client of mine, good friend of mine, just yesterday. We were talking about some stuff. I was actually a little, been dealing with a lot. Not going to get into that right now, but I was dealing with a lot, and he called me, and we had a powerful conversation. You ever get a call from somebody, and all of a sudden it really just changes your outlook. And so it changed my outlook. It really helped me to see what I need to be sharing today. And so these 3 things are the killer of destiny, the killer of merging your true self with what and things you should have. And here's the 3 things that I'm gonna go deeper on them. It's being humble. Second thing is being ignorant. And then the third thing is procrastination. So I'm going to get into those real quick. So in the Bible, in Second Chronicles, verse 7 and 14, it says, where is it? Okay. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked, then you will hear from heaven, and I will forgive their sin and heal their land. Right now, we need healing. But here's the problem. Many Christians, many people of faith, we have not fully humbled ourselves. We have not put ourselves in a position where we are at the feet of the master. We got to humble ourselves. Like literally, we got to we have to put aside our egos. We have to put aside, just the fact that I want something. And here's what I know. Just because I want something doesn't mean I get it. It doesn't mean I get it. In that conversation I was having with my good friend, he said, man, I had big goals in 2024, Jay. Did you have big goals in 2024? He said, man, I had a plan in 2024. And I went out and I started my plan and I working my plan, and the plan fell flat. He says, man, the Lord humbled me. He says, God brought me to my knees and realized that I was working in my own flesh. I was working on my own accord. I was doing what I wanted. And he says, man, I got humbled, man. And then because of being humble. See, humble is also having humility. And I didn't even look up those words. What is humility? Humility. Here's what humility is. It's, I don't even know if I like that one. Humility. What is humility? Modest or low view of one's own importance. Oh my goodness. So you got to take off the importance of what I want to the importance of what the master, our king, wants from us. A king wants something from each and every one of us. And it's really stepping into, you know what? It's not about me. It's not about me. It's about why I'm here. And literally this, over the past 30 days, just getting slammed. Like have you ever been in a season when you just keep getting slammed, like, all sorts of things, from sickness to death to financial stuff, like bam, bam. Someone said, I heard something. It was my wife, Jenny. She says, man, every time there's something big about to happen, man, you get hit hard. I said, and it was in that moment, it was just last night. It was in that moment I said, oh, you just reminded me how big knowing what I'm supposed to be doing is. See, when the challenges come, that's when I got to realize it's not about me. My ego has to go out the window. Like, what I want has to go out the window. Yes, I have wants, I have needs. It has to go out the window. It has to be, okay, God, like, what is it? How should I point myself? And not what should I do? Guys, I've literally, I tried to fix my own problems. And I'm going to tell you, every time I try to fix my own problems, I get more problems. Literally, I tried to fix my own problems last month, and I found myself in a bigger hole. It's bigger. I'm like, man, I thought I had it fixed, and then now it's a bigger hole. Now it's more challenging. All right. So it's humbling ourselves and realize it's not about us. It's not about you. It's about why you are here. It's about knowing your true self literally can solve every single problem you and I have right now today. So fast our head would spin. That's number one. Number two, man, ignorance. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. That's like saying you are ignorant. My people are destroyed because they are ignorant. And when you don't have any knowledge, when you don't have the knowledge, that just means you are ignorant to what the truth is. When we don't know the truth about us, we are ignorant. We lack the knowledge. And so we try and do things like everybody else. Well, I'm going to get into that in a second when I talk about Jesus. I'm talking about Yeshua. We try and do things like everybody else. You go and, I go and become an accountant because everybody else is becoming an accountant. I go do tax strategy because everybody's doing tax strategy. But here's the thing. No one's doing an account for your life. No one's doing this. And the more and more I show up and do this, I realize that, man, God has created me for this. Those other things are used as like pieces, but those aren't the things. Those aren't the things that bring the results. They'll get you some because there'll be the results that everybody else got. But when you merge, when you say, you know what, I don't have the knowledge about myself. And because I don't have the knowledge about myself, I am lacking. I am ignorant. I am not in understanding, and I don't have the wisdom that I need in order to move to the next level. This ignorance. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. My people are destroyed for ignorance. That's Hosea 4:6. Ignorance. Not knowing your true self has you basically doing what everybody else in your industry is doing. You're trying to do it like them. You're trying to do it like everybody else. And what happens is our results are always specific to who we are. I'm going to say that again. Our results are always specific to who we already are. So when someone else goes out and make multi-million dollars in their business, that's their results. And if I go and do exactly what they did, I will not make the same amount of money because I am not that person. So then your results are lower. Sometimes maybe your results are more because you just had it. When your results are low, it's like, you go and learn tactics from the guru, and the guru gives you his tactics. And then the guru got all the great results. And they're like, well, I didn't get those results. Why didn't I get the same results as him? It's because when you don't have the knowledge about yourself, then you're missing the biggest piece of the puzzle. Now we're trying to get results based on what somebody else did, and that's not how it works. So being ignorant is going to kill the chances of knowing your true self, becoming the person that you know you are. And then lastly, number 3, this is where most of us are messed up. We procrastinate. Do you realize what procrastination is? And I'm going to go ahead and tell you what procrastination is, because we're going to first procrastination, delaying something. Or how about avoiding something? Or how about postponing something? It says the action of delaying. So literally procrastination in and of itself is doing something. It's that you are literally delaying or postponing or just saying, I'm just not going to do. Most people don't say I'm just not going to do it. It's just that you just don't do it. The things that I knew I should do over the past few years and I haven't done. You're like, why haven't you done? I don't know. If I asked you, why haven't you done the thing that you said you want to do? Or why haven't you gotten the result you said you want to get? Because there's been some procrastination, which means that we haven't done the work necessarily in order to get what it is that we're pursuing. And then here's what the Bible says, all up in Proverbs. Proverbs is filled with talking about people who procrastinate. Proverbs 12:24. Diligent hands will rule, but laziness ends in forced labor. Forced. Yeah. That means you're going to be a slave. Oh, you want to procrastinate? You don't want to do the work? Okay, you'll be a slave. Proverbs 13:4. It says, a sluggard's appetite is never filled, but the desires of the diligent are always fully satisfied. Wow. Wait a second. What is the meaning of diligent? Here's what the meaning of diligent is. Having or showing care and consciousness in one's work and duties. Let's see if there's a better one. Diligent comes from Latin. Diligent, if you are a diligent worker, you don't just bang away a job, you earnestly try to do everything right. Diligent is a person who is diligent basically says that no stone is left unturned. They do the work. My wife is diligent. She is a diligent person. She is so diligent. She finishing the work to the detriment of her. So being diligent is what has to be done. So then it says Proverbs 28:19. He who follows empty pursuits will have poverty in plenty. Wow. A procrastinator will always be talking. Man, I've procrastinated. The reason why I know these things are true is because Holy Spirit highlighted them for me yesterday. These words came to me individually in different ways. And when I was speaking to my friend who called me up and giving me some kingdom, some kingdom anointing that he had, he mentioned all three of these words that we talked about today: being humble, ignorance, and procrastination. And he said, Jay, this is what God did to me. He had to humble me. He had to reveal that I was ignorant. And he had to show me that I procrastinated. And that's why I was getting the results that I was getting. Because when you procrastinate, you're actually producing a result. You're producing the result. You're postponing the result you want, and you're producing the one that you don't want. So the reason why it's so powerful in knowing your true self is that there's going to be many obstacles to get there. Many. There will be. Because think about this. If you knew your true self, if you knew that you was rich and wealthy and had just like your whole life was beautiful because you knew your true self, how would you feel? How would you respond? What would you do? You know, I'm reminded of five questions that Dr. Miles gave me when I was looking to discover my purpose some years ago. Who are you? What is who are you? That speaks to your identity. Where are you from? Wow, that speaks to your inception, your origins. Why are you here? That speaks to the reason that you are here. Why? That speaks to your, why you're here speaks to your assignment. What can I do? Wow, that speaks to your gift. Where are you going? That speaks to your destiny. One of the most powerful 5 questions to answer and to understand. Those are the 5. Who are you? Where are you from? Why are you here? What can you do? And where are you going? When those things are discovered, here's what will happen. And we're going to talk about just how to merge your true self with all that you're doing and why you're so unique and why being unique is everything. Don't try and do things like everybody else, because if you try and do things like everybody else, you will fall flat. You may have some results. Guys, I've had multi $100,000 years for the past, I don't know how many years. Here's the thing. I have not broken fully through into where I know that the level is that God's calling me to, because I have not done all the work necessary. That's why we're here. So, Jesus, Yeshua, the man of God, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Did he know his true self? Of course he did. How do we know? Because he produced it at the time that it was needing to be produced. He did not produce it early. He didn't produce it late. He produced it at the time. Now, here's the thing. How many years did it take him to get there? It took him at least 30 years before he could even start producing. What happened in the 30 years prior? Oh, he had to work. He had to be, obviously he was a son. He learned the family business. He had to work. And then he heard his parents probably telling him all stuff. Hey man, you are the son of God. You are. They were feeding him. And he says, you know what? If that's true, let me go and discover. So he went out and this is my esoteric understanding of a man known as the Son of God, how he went out and discovered his true self. He went out and developed and learned everything possible in accordance with who he knew himself to be, so that he can produce who God already said he is. All right, so this is what happened. In the Bible, it states that there's a lot of miracles that he did. I'll share with you kind of like how this pertains to you. There's a lot of miracles that he did. Now, in the Bible, he may have healed somebody who was blind, but he never healed them the same way the next time. He never did, like you heard him heal somebody and he went to the ground, he spat on somebody's hand and got on the ground and got some dirt. And he did many, many different things. People got healed touching them. So there was healing that happened for people in all sorts of manners. Why am I telling you that? Here's why. Because he was so unique that that's how it was going to happen. You don't get to do something the same way every time because the situations are different. Your life is different. So solving your financial challenges is going to be different from mine. So we could both do the same thing and I get different results from you. Mine might be better, yours might be better, whatever. Your results are going to be different. Why? Because in the healing process, we all have to go through a different way of healing. And when we think about our assignments and knowing our true selves and how that works, we then have to realize that so if you're an accountant and I'm an accountant, I have a calling and you have a calling. Their callings are different. They may both be around in the money realm somewhere. They may both be in the money realm, but here's the thing: we both can't do the same thing because then it wouldn't be unique. So what the Bible is showing us that you are here to solve a unique problem. It's very unique and it's unique to you. But it needs you. It needs all the development that you've gotten. It needs all of the understanding that you've gotten. It needs all of the education that you've gotten. It needs all of the wisdom that you gained. It needs all of the knowledge. It needs all of the experiences. It needs where you've grown up. It needs, the fact that you was in a certain family. It needs because of the places that you live, the things that you have participated in. It needs all those things so that it can then literally just allow you to expand into this unique footprint, this unique fingerprint that you are. See, when God created us, he says, like my fingerprints don't look like yours. So if that's true, then that just means that, wow, wait a second, my fingerprints are different from yours. It means that I'm totally different, which means that I have something unique about me that I need to discover. And that's why when you really, really, really put together the power of just knowing yourself, put it together, you merge it. I had a thought. I was thinking about a picture for a website for this new program that I've been developing. And the picture shows the merging of people. I think the picture will have like pictures of me like at different points, and they will all be coming together. Because in essence, to know your true self is to take every piece of you and merge them to become the power player that you are. See, when you know your true self, those results that you've been looking for. 2025 is going to be amazing. I'm going to make more money, 100,000, multi-hundred millions of dollars. Man, I'm going to be fit. Man, my family's going to be great. And, I'm going to go out and I'm going to change the world. Yes, all those things. But we got to merge. We got to merge all of what we are to deliver all of who we are to who we are sent here for. See, knowing your true self, right, is to look in the Bible, right? Look in the Bible. Wow, this is how did Jesus do his healing? He healed 37 to 40 known miracles in the Bible. Well, in John, it says that if they would have written everything, it wouldn't have been enough pages. So we can just say thousands or more thousands of people were healed of all sorts of things. Because when I look at a business, when I look at like a very successful business, a ClickFunnels, a 100x, academy, and all the thousands of people that they're helping, what I'm seeing is miracles happening. Those are modern day miracles. They are walking in their kingdom assignments in business, and they're helping people in an area that can help. Now, here's the thing. No one's results are the same. All the results are different. It's like you got some people that did, like you got the people that just blew it up. You got the people that just did a little bit, but it's all the same thing. Everyone's getting a level of healing based on humility, based on the fact that if they're ignorant or if they have the knowledge, and based on the work that they put in. Everyone gets it. So we're going to flesh this out even more. Like when we do the workshop, we're going to get more into knowing your true self, because there's elements. I remember in 2022, I was working with a mentee, 23, I was working with a mentee, and I didn't know I was developing this, but I was developing this because there's so many areas of your life that you have to see on paper so that you can then start putting into perspective who you truly are. See, because when you know who you truly are and you understand what that identity is, there's no stopping you. There's no place you can't go. So that's it for today. That's the first elements of the power of knowing your true self. And so I want you to take this information, watch this again, share this with people that may be people of faith they kind of know who their true selves are, but they're having a hard time merging because they're probably in the killers of their destinies, which is, then maybe they haven't been humble enough. Maybe, they're lacking knowledge and they're ignorant. And maybe they just have been procrastinating. This is the biggest one. The procrastination for a lot of people, that's where they live most of the time. And because they live there most of the time, they lose. You lose everything. And our destinies aren't fulfilled. So we're here, and we're here to help. We're here to help you fulfill your destiny. And we're going to invite you to a very special event coming up very soon, which is an event that will help us to see what is my true destiny and how will I get there. You will account for your life. This Account for Life podcast has been created specifically just so people can put the pieces together so that they can become their true selves, so they can then fulfill the destinies that they've been created to fulfill. Guys, I want to thank you for joining me for another episode of the Account for Life podcast. If you have not subscribed to this channel, wherever you're watching this, make sure you subscribe to The Healthy Accountant on YouTube. Check us out on iTunes. Check us out on Spotify. Subscribe there as well. And we look forward to seeing you back here on the next episode. God bless you, and I will see you soon. Peace.
This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.